everyone, welcome back to Weekly Korean Live class and this is Keijin. 안녕하세요, Keijin입니다. So how are you guys? It's all good, great, awesome, wonderful, fantastic? I hope you do. 안녕하세요, it's the great same lady and Cody as usual. Thank you very much for your comment, Elijah. And before starting our lesson, I want to introduce some seasonal fruits in Korea. So it's summer in Korea and there are really popular fruits. So if you visit Korea this time, I would strongly recommend you to try that. 안녕하세요, Leah. Beyond the scene, that master of all. Is it correct? 조하. So, 따란 is first is 복숭아. 복숭아. It's a peach. Does it look like something like this? 복숭아, peach. 복숭아. Korean peaches are really sweet. So please try it. And the next one is 수박. It's one of the most popular and I think it's the representative of summer fruits in Korea. 수박. 안녕하세요, 초에 and Daya. You're from Cambodia. And Maisie, Memo Nava. Justin, 안녕하세요. And 고은 속현. 수박 is watermelon. So do you get this? Yes, this is 수박. These are really popular one and actually I saw these fruits in other countries too. But these fruits 참외. I haven't seen this in other countries. So if you visit Korea, please try it. It looks like it's yellow and circle. The size is like this around my hand. Yes, it's 참외. Well, the texture is like cucumber. So it's very moisture and but the taste is like melon. So when foreign friends visit Korea, I always tell them, this is 참외 and you can call it cucumber melon. Because the taste is like melon but texture is like cucumber. So these are top 3 Korean summer fruits. Livy, 안녕하세요. 남씨 안녕하세요. And Jessica Shin, it is very sweet here in Korea. Yes, these 3 fruits are really sweet in Korea, so please try it. And as you can see here, I wrote a lot of Korean Hangul on the board. And if you are not familiar with this Hangul, well, you can master really quickly because Hangul is really easy. Hangul. 따란, we prepared this free worksheet for you, so you can write this kind of Hangul on your worksheet. You can practice writing. Of course, we put the alphabets here, so you can learn the Korean alphabet and you can write it. It's really easy. So if you don't know how to write it, please check it out. It's completely free and the link is in the description. For YouTube people, the link is below, and for Facebook people, the link is above, I guess, or yes, so please check it out. So these are top 3 Korean summer fruits. 안녕하세요, 사우바. 잘 지내세요? How are you? 잘 지내요. I'm doing great. And 야밀리, 안녕. 제시카진 is 참외. It's not 참회. 참외. It's a yellow one. Exactly. And Levan, thank you. Don't forget to leave a like, everyone. So if you're watching this video, please give us likes, love, and share so we can make more videos in the future. And Maria, you've missed classes before because of school. Don't worry, we always upload this video on YouTube and Facebook right after this live so you can watch it over and over again, right? Okay, great. So today we are going to talk about Korean Batchim again. Korean Batchim. Korean Batchim. I've been doing this Batchim lesson almost every month since May, because Batchim is really important, and this is a part that lots of foreign students think hard. So often my students say this is the hardest part of Korean language. So I try to focus on this Batchim lesson. So please keep watching it. It's very important. So what is Batchim? What is Batchim? Does anyone know? And Malin, AB, and J, Hollingworth. Oh, you made it live this time. Thank you. That's great. And Kayamullah, I've missed classes, but you made it this time. Thank you very much. And Priyanka Kundrapu, Natalie Tofo, thank you for your comment. Yay. So let's go back to the lesson. And what is Batchim? So when you see Hangul, this kind of Korean alphabet, Hangul is Korean alphabet. Korean alphabet is always consists of syllable. Syllable, just think it's a block, one block. Just one square block. Like this. Da-da-dan. Da-da-dan. Like this. It's always like this. And if you see each syllable, each block closely, it also consists of 2 or 3 parts. Consonant here, vowel here, and consonant here. I'll show you using some clear, colorful image here. So here, Korean alphabet, there is always consonant. Always. This one is always consonant. And here, this part is always vowel. Always vowel. So this is consonant. And this is always vowel. Here, what is it? This is Batchim. And this is consonant too. Consonant. Ta-da. But this one is optional. Not always here. So this one, they always have to be here. So every Korean alphabet, every Korean syllable is consists of these two. Consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel. There's no s sound in Korea. It should be s, s. So always consonant and vowel together. We don't say consonant only. But you can put one more consonant at the bottom like this, but this is optional. It's not always. And this final consonant is called Batchim. 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 Changpol Yu. Oh, you're Malaysian. Thank you for watching it from Malaysia. So consonant, vowel, Batchim. So it's all clear. So I'll show you an example. For example, as you can see here, Hangul, Hangul, Han. Let's see this. Ha. See? So this is the H sound. It's like H sound in English. And this is like A. And this is like N. So all together it's like Han. So does it make sense to everyone? Changpo and Janaria, Andrew, Natalie, IC Gaming, Happy Big Family. It's all good. And Dina, yes, it's Hangul. So today we are focused on this Batchim because this makes the Hangul pronunciation complicated. And sometimes they can be 2 consonants. Now I just put 1, right? N. 1 here. But sometimes there can be two. And when there are two consonants, it can be confusing, like, oh, which one should I pronounce and how to pronounce? And today I'm going to focus on that. So, two double consonant sound, that's today's topic. Okay, so double consonant is not very difficult, so please don't worry. So, I prepared something. First, when there are the same consonant, for example, like this. So this one is G or K, right? But if there are two, it sounds like KK. How? Is there any example? Yes, for example, outside in Korean is 박. So this is like B, this is like A, this is like, I said this is KK, right? But if this sound comes at the Batchim position, it just sounds like 1K. 토아 솔리아, yes, is 박 means outside. And this KK, this 쌍기역, should be this k sound, but if it comes at Batchim sound, Batchim position at the bottom, it should be just K sound. 박. April, yes, good job. Sarah, yes, good job. Easy the Great. Melanie, Kanamcho, Elijah, Thompson, good job. Yes, just one K sound. So it's like this. The original sound is like KK. Well, it's not exactly KK. It's like but I couldn't find the correct English pronunciation. I mean, correct English alphabet or romanization. So I couldn't put anything here. So instead, I tried to find similar one, which is like KK, strong K sound. I just want to say strong K sound. So it's like But if it comes at the bottom, it's like just one K. It's like But in English, you say 박, right? But we don't have that sound. K sound. It's just a 박. No 박. It's not 박. It's 박. Same with the other sounds too. If this comes at the bottom, if this comes at the bottom, the original sound is like it's a strong T. But if it comes at the bottom, like, actually it doesn't have example, but if it comes like this, then Korean people probably pronounce like pat, just one T sound, not strong T, pat. But we don't actually put this sound at the Batchim, so don't worry about it. And these two. Also, this sounds is a p, strong P sound, like p. But if it comes at Batchim sound, it's just like. By the way, this letter doesn't exist. This doesn't exist because we don't use this as Batchim, but I just want to explain that in case you come across it. It's pop. The pronunciation is same as just one pop. So when you see this double consonant, please don't worry about it. Just pronounce it as one. Andrew Farrow, so do you kind of hold your breath when saying this 쌍기역? Yes. So when I say this 박, I don't breathe out the sound, K sound, 박. 박, no. We just say 박. I hold my breath. And Misty, single K sound only? Yes. And the other sounds like this. And then we did this. We did. There will be these two. So if you see this, please don't worry, but just pronounce it as just one sound. One sound at Patchim. Taran. Taran. So yes, please remember this, but don't worry. Actually, these don't come at Batchim sound often. Almost we never use it. So just these two are the things you will need to remember. And if this sound comes at Batchim, it's just like one 기억 sound. This sound will be just like one S sound at Batchim. For example, 샀다. 샀다. 샀다, it means I bought. You buy something, right? So I bought something yesterday. 샀다, bought. Then 삿 is just S sound. This is A sound. This is T sound. No, it's 삿. It's not 샀. Even though the original sound is SS, 삿, but if it comes at the 받침 sound, it's 삿. Okay, so please remember this. These two are important ones. So if this comes at 받침, this. If this comes 받침, it's this sound. And these are the same ones, but sometimes there are different ones, like this. The 받침 sounds can have two different consonants. Let me put this on the board for you. So first is K. So if you see these sounds at 받침 position, then it just sounds like K. Even though you see this is K and this is like S, G, S, G, S, but just pronounce it as K. And another example too. So even though there are two sounds, you just need to pronounce just one sound. So please don't worry. I'll show you an example very soon. So if you have notes now, please make sure to write it down. This is really important. So I strongly recommend you to write it down now. And Master Adobo. Oh, you are American. So you are watching it from the USA. And Misty, sometimes I encounter this sound pronounced as T sound. Exactly. Only when it comes at 받침, the final consonant sound. And oh, you guys know this slang actually. This is not slang, but some Korean people use this as a first initial consonant, like this. 감사. 감사 means thank you, and this is too long to type, right? So they just remove these other part and use the first consonant and this. So in internet slang, that just means thank you. Thank you. Wow, Teopocha, you know a lot of Korean internet slang, typing slang. It's me, Bri. I'm also in America, specifically in Florida. I see. So can you type this in your phone? Because if you can write this using your phone, then it's actually great practice. So these pronouns will as M too. There are a lot, and luckily it looks like there are really a lot, but actually really luckily there are just 11 different double consonant. Only these can come in the consonant position, and that's it. So if you remember this, then that will make your life easy. M here. And the last sound is M. I'll explain it very soon. Okay. Oh, so Cody, is it okay? It looks like there was something. You have some problem with your computer? Yes, someone named KK. This is pronounced as K, only if it comes at the Batchim sound. I show you. For example, my first example here is cup. Consonant vowel. cup. It means price. There's another word for price, which is 가격, but that's from Chinese characters, and this is pure Korean words. Cup. And do you see this? Cup. It's here, right? 비읍시옷 is here, so it pronounces as P. Cup. It's like ka, a, up, cup. It sounds like P. Even though there is S sound here, it's just B, right? Cup. It's not cups. Cup. It's okay. So another example will be how about this? 앉다. 앉다. It means to sit. You sit down, right? You sit down. 앉다. Let's see this. This is a sound, and this is silent, and this is a sound. This is it's here. So even though this is N sound and this is J sound, you don't say and. You don't say and. This is just N sound. Oops. Chim is hiding it. Chim. Okay, it's all good. You can see now, right? Yes. So even though this is N and J sound, it just pronounces N only. N. And this is 다. 앉다. How about another example? Oh, Tatina, thank you for your great example. The another example can be 탁. So did you hear my sound? This is L sound. This should be K sound, but you don't say like 닭. You don't say 닭. It's just one K. 닭. It's here. 닭. Because it's just K sound, even if there's LK. So does it make sense? Okay, so you might be wondering, oh my goodness, there are so many. There are 11. So how can I memorize easy? actually, have you noticed most of them, if you see it, only the first ones are pronounced like this. And also if you see this, first one, so only this first one will be pronounced, even though there are two different. Ignore this, ignore the other ones, only this will be pronounced. So only this first one will be pronounced if you see two different sounds. But but there are three different exceptions. This. Can you see this? And then this. And this. Usually you pronounce just the first one if there are two different Batchim sound, but only for these three you will pronounce the other one, the second one. Dun dun dun. I'll show you an example. So this tak pronounced as this, right? Tak. Remember? If you see these rules, the first one should be pronounced, right? But then it should be 달, but I said tak, right? Tak. The last one is pronounced here. So is it all good? Is it clear? And tak, yes. Unino. Is it correct? Unioshi. Yes, tak means chicken. It's very important word because Korean people love chicken. Okay, so let's look at these exceptions because this can be confusing. So, for example, do you know how to say to read? Like you read a book, right? So, if you see that this is E sound, this is E sound, and you find this here, yes, so it should be just K sound, so the pronunciation is like ikta. But another exception applies here. If is 리을 기억, this sound, and if there is any K sound later, G sound later, 읽기, then the pronunciation is like 읽기. I know this can be confusing because I said this one is always the K sound, right? But I just said 일, not ik. It's not 읽기, it's 읽기, because on the next syllable there is this 기억 sound. So please remember this 기억 sound. If this comes after these Batchim, then it has to be il. This first one should be pronounced. So yes, this one you definitely need to practice a lot, and because Korean pronunciation is considered difficult because of this Batchim. Without this Batchim, Korean language would be much easier, but because of these, it's considered as hard. But that means if you master this, then Korean pronunciation is easy for you, and also you master the hardest part of Korean language, so your Korean learning life will be much easier. And these two. Do you know how to say 8? 8 in Korean? 8 is 여. How can I pronounce this? This is 더, by the way, 더. And this, let's see, 리을비읍. It's here. So it's like P sound. So it should be 여덟. Then isn't it confusing? Because I just say 여덟, but then it's pronounced as this. Yes, that's the confusing part. For example, 여덟 is this, but there is same letter using this 밟다, 밟다. It's actually should be pronounced as 밟다, 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 밟다. So these can be really confusing one because depending on the word, it's sometimes pronounced this one or this one. 밟다 means, by the way, stamp. So even though you use the same sound here, it's pronounced as 밟다, 밟다, 밟다. But for number 8, it's say 여덟, 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 여덟. So guys, please review this again because this is the hardest part of Korean language, and if you can master this, Korean language will be much easier. So please check it out again and review it again. And you can find a lot of examples on our website. So if you want to learn more, don't forget to check out this Hangul ebook. So what is Hangul? Hangul is all of these Korean alphabet that I introduced today. So you can learn more about it here. So please check out. The link is in the description. Ta-da! So just one last word for you. It's very difficult, right? But 괜찮아, it means it's okay. 괜찮아, you see this? This is here, so it's just pronounced as N sound. 괜찮아. So you need it. You need all of this. So please watch this video again, and we'll also upload some examples online, examples on the comments, so you can review again. So thank you very much, and next week we are going to talk about secret Korean learning tip. Immerse yourself without living in Korea. So you want to study Korean, right? Korean language, but it's very difficult because it's hard to get the Korean learning material. So we prepare this lesson, secret Korean learning tip, how to help you, how to immerse yourself to learning Korean without living in Korea. How? You can watch it next week, which is July 25th. So it's 1 p.m. in Korean time as usual. And I'll see you next week too. Bye bye. Thank you, Litten Ofi and iwas Unioshi and Laban Sam, Lazy Laudible, Ongner Wannabul Jiu, and Maria, Esida Gracie, and Lady Tia, Sao B4, Sarah, and Rain, Anna, of course, you are here, and Michael, Tira, did I mention everyone? Love my son P, you are here as usual, and Jie, Gaseyan, Cody, Teach, Rich, 786, Lavan, I see Yungo, Wes, Natalie. I hope I mentioned everyone, but if not, please leave a comment in next week's live so I can mention your name in the video. So thank you very much and see you next week. Bye bye.